Hello, welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. My name is Gem, Jem, Gemstone, and I'm a psychic medium, and I'm also an author. And this video is why hoaxes keep lying, the psychology behind public fabrication. Today, I want to talk about something bigger than one person, bigger than any single live stream, and that is the psychology of hoaxes and why some people continue lying long after a hoax has already been exposed. Recently, many of you have been following the situation with James, the live stream, the apology, and now these new claims that keep emerging, including a recent one about buying uranium from Amazon to use with his Geiger counter. We're not here to attack anyone. Instead, I want to use this as a case study to explain why people keep adding lies on top of lies and why these stories often get more extreme the longer they continue. Why hoaxes don't stop after the first lie. Most people think a hoax ends when it's exposed. But for the person who created it, that's often the beginning of a psychological spiral. There are 5 big reasons. Number 1, they lose control of the narrative. When the original lie collapses publicly, the hoaxer panics. Instead of admitting defeat, they start patching the leaks with new stories. I didn't lie, I just... Actually, what happened is... No, you misunderstood. Here's new evidence. Every new claim is an attempt to regain control, not over the truth, but how they're perceived. That's why, even after admitting a hoax, they may suddenly introduce something dramatic, like I bought uranium. It's an attempt to look knowledgeable or involved in something serious again. Now, going back to James, James claimed he bought uranium off Amazon in an interview. Now, as you all know, you can't buy uranium from Amazon, but there is a store that it is legal in the US to buy and sell uranium. Okay, reason number 2, escalation lies, why each claim gets bigger. This is a real psychological pattern. Once the original lie fails, the next lie is usually bigger, stranger, more dramatic, more attention-grabbing. The subconscious logic is, if I make the story bigger, people won't focus on the fact that the first part was false or fake. This is how harmless lies spiral into outrageous narratives. So, when someone jumps from a hoax live stream straight into talking about buying uranium, it's not because the story is real, it's because they're escalating to distract from the collapse of the original lie. Now, the third reason why they may do this is the shame/attention loop. This is a trap many people fall into. A hoaxer often feels embarrassed, exposed, foolish. But paradoxically, they also may feel paid attention to, talked about, important. Negative attention is still attention. For some people, any attention is better than none. So, if they keep the story going, not because it's true, but because the alternative, silence, feels like disappearing. The fourth reason, identity crisis. If I stop lying, who am I? Some people who hoax have very fragile identities. When the lie becomes public, they suddenly lose the one thing that made them feel interesting, special, powerful, unique. Without the story, they go back to being ordinary, and that is unbearable for them. So they build a new version of the lie to replace the old one. The uranium claim is a perfect example. It serves no real purpose except to maintain the image of someone involved in doing something dangerous, scientific, or secretive. Part 5, or the fifth reason, is panic/based improvisation. Now, not all hoaxes come from malice. Some come from people who simply don't know how to stop. Once they panic, they start improvising, throwing out random explanations on the spot. They don't think long term. They just try to survive each question one at a time. This leads to contradictions, absurd claims, sudden backtracking, or impossible details, like casually claiming to have bought uranium on Amazon, which instantly tells you the person is improvising, not telling a researched fact. A real example, I bought uranium. I want to briefly address that one claim because it's a clear textbook behavioral pattern. Someone caught up with James and he said he bought uranium so that when the Geiger counter or the counter detected that the rod was radioactive, that's what he used. People Google things like this, and yes, in some countries you can buy extremely low-level uranium samples legally. They're used for demonstrations and science kits, etc. But that's not the issue. The issue is why someone suddenly inserts the word uranium into a collapsing story. Psychologically, it signals I'm not going to be able to say this word now, I've mucked it up. They're improvising. Panic improvising. Escalation. An attempt to appear credible. a desire to regain the wow factor they just lost. It's a sign the hoaxer feels the original lie has failed, so they need something bigger. Why this matters? We're not watching this to diagnose, or I'm not doing this to diagnose James. This video is about empowering everyone, including me, to understand how hoaxes evolve, how deception escalates, how to spot panic, improvisation, I said it right that time, why some people never stop lying. And it helps us all to navigate social media, online personalities, real-life manipulators, and people who create drama streams for attention. Once you understand the psychology, we can protect our mind and emotions from being pulled into other people's spirals. Compassion without enabling. It's important to hold two truths at the same time. Number one, the behavior is manipulative. Number two, but the cause is often emotional pain, trauma, loneliness, or shame. We can feel compassion for the human being without accepting the behavior and without enabling more lies. Conclusion: hoaxes don't end when the truth is exposed. They end when the person behind them feels emotionally safe enough to stop performing. And sometimes, as we've seen, they don't feel safe at all. So they keep going. If anything, the James situation has shown us exactly how a hoaxer thinks, why they escalate, and why they sometimes create even stranger claims, like uranium from Amazon, just to keep the performance alive for one more day. Understanding these patterns helps all of us stay centered, grounded, and protected in a world full of misinformation and emotional chaos. And I think that's the real lesson here. Lastly, I just want to address James. I never believed it, but there were people who did. I did show genuine care. Someone really could have had a fit, a seizure, or collapse. He has apologized. He has admitted it's a hoax. And part of me wants to congratulate him, saying, good on you, you legend, because you did it. And you will go down in history as one of the greatest hoaxers on YouTube. And think of it, some people still believe in it. All right, drop a comment. What did you think of the hoax? And please, no hatred to James. Please do not. Respect the man. After all, he is human. He's apologized. He said he feels bad because there were genuine people who cared. Let's show him love and respect. Take care, be respectful, love, light, and blessings, and hopefully this will be the last time I touch on this. Bye, and thank you very much for watching.